The trailer for Snake Eyes G.I. Joe's Origins just dropped. It's about a guy who's based on a comic book character that's based on an action figure. And it asks the question, just what do ninjas have against cars? I'm the Beardo, and this is a trailer I just watched. So if you'll remember, there's been a few G.I. Joe's movies made over the years that have done either well or terribly, depending on your perspective and general interest in movies about action figures. While those movies were entertaining and it looked like they were going to build a franchise, they ultimately ended up kind of petering off. But this movie doesn't seem to be related to any of that. It looks to be kind of a hard or soft reboot. I don't know which is which anymore, and honestly I'm okay with that. The character of Snake Eyes is kind of a fan favorite. He's mysterious, he's a ninja, he wears all black, and he has a cool helmet. There's really not much more that you need. So while not quite a spin-off and not quite a reboot, it is a new chapter and a continuation of mostly entertaining G.I. Joe movies. So the trailer wastes no time getting into the action. We see someone firing outside of a car with automatic weapons at another car. We see some people fighting on top of a car with ninja swords. We see some lady jump off of a motorcycle and sort of skip jump on top of some cars that are being hauled by trucks. We see again someone else shooting out of a car with an automatic weapon and flipping another car over. A lot of stuff with cars is what I'm saying. Like the first 30 seconds is 15 different car stunts, which seems to be a real recurring and common thread in Hollywood movies at the moment. I don't know where it started. I don't know if it's ever going to end, but for this movie it actually kind of works. It was entertaining. I mean, the action came in so hot, I honestly thought it was the trailer before the trailer, since that's also a thing that they do now. But it's not. This is just a quick like, hey, this is what we're going to be doing in this movie. We cut to some narration. I'm pretty sure this is Storm Shadow narrating over the top, talking about how the clan that they're in has been around for 600 years, keeping the peace. You know, Snake Eyes saved the heir from some sort of a death, and now he's given the chance to join the clan, and he's all like, what do I have to do? And they're like, fight a bunch of people, and he's like, let's do it. In that little cutscene, we see Baroness and Scarlet flash on screen really quick. We don't know what relationship they have to anything going on in the plot, but we know they're involved in the movie. Then we kind of see, you know, Snake Eyes training, we see some more fighting, then boom, we see Snake Eyes' new helmet, which looks a lot like the other helmets, which is fine because his helmet's badass. So, you know, in there we get to see Snake Eyes, who's played by Henry Golding, training with Peter Mensa, the blind monk of some kind that is the sensei of the situation. All those scenes look great. The fighting scenes look great, as few of them as we get. It's a really quick trailer. You know, we just get kind of the sense of what kind of movie they're going after. It gives us enough, leaves me interested, so I guess it did its job. I mean, it's a movie based on action figures. There isn't really a lot that needs to happen in these movies to keep somebody interested. What I can appreciate is that this looks like it's taking the action to kind of a whole nother level without it being Fast and the Furious.
Damn, they got a magnet plane?
It looks like Samara Weaving is going to be Scarlet. I really loved her in Guns Akimbo. I think she's going to be great in this. She honestly stole the scenes that she was in with Daniel Radcliffe, which is hard to do considering he had guns strapped to his hands. That movie was bonkers as hell, and she's one of the better parts of it. Andrew Koji is playing Storm Shadow, who I'm not really familiar with, but in the few scenes that I saw him in this trailer, he looks fantastic. There's a short featurette that's out that sort of accompanies the trailer, and it goes into a little bit more detail. It does talk about that this is more based on the comic book version of Snake Eyes. I'm not really familiar with the comic book. Obviously, Snake Eyes is talking in this movie. It is an origin, so I'm sure we're going to get into why he loses his voice. I don't really care that he's talking. I don't need there to be a lot of reason for that. I'm sure he'll lose his voice. I don't think they're going to retcon the most iconic part of his character, though I've seen some weird shit.
Midichlorians are a microscopic life form that resides within all living cells.
What in tarnation?
So anything's possible. I'm kind of sad that Ray Park's not going to be reprising his role, but you know, Henry Golding looks fantastic in the scenes that he's in. It looks like Robert Schwenke, who directed this, is pulling from different sources, and from what I can tell is going to create a pretty interesting story. If there's anything for me to be concerned about is the fact that he directed R.I.P.D. That's one of the worst movies I've ever seen. On the other hand, he also directed Red, which is one of my favorite comic book adaptation movies. It had Bruce Willis before he became direct-to-DVD Bruce Willis, and features some really interesting characters. Ultimately, I was a fan of G.I. Joes when I was a kid. I had strings all tied around my room like they were zip lines and all kinds of little scenes set up. I'd play with them for hours. This trailer gave me the feeling like I was watching something that was based on a toy that I loved to play with. It was fun, it was explosive, it gave me a sense of direction on where they're taking things, it has a little bit of history, and it just all around looks entertaining. I'm pretty excited for it. For those reasons, I give this 4 out of 5 hype trains. If you like the content, do the thing. I'm the Beardo. Thanks for watching.